Alright, in this video, I'm going to show you how to write a quadratic in intercept form. So in our problem, it's going to tell us, given that the x-intercepts -1, 0, and 2, 0, so those are our two x-intercepts, and also given the point 1, -2, we're going to write the equation of the quadratic that goes through these points. So typically in the wording of the problems, they're not going to tell you which form they want you to write the quadratic in. But there are context clues in the problem that tell you which form. So they gave us a point and they gave us two x-intercepts. The key right there is they tell you we're going to write this in intercepts. What that usually tells me is I want to write this in intercept form. So as a reminder, intercept form is y equals a x minus p, x minus q, both in parentheses. Now the key pieces here is we want to know a, that's your vertical stretch or shrink, and then we have p and q, which are not commonly seen. Those are our x-intercepts. So when this is problem all said and done, what I would like to know is I want to know what a, p, and q are, and I'm going to rewrite this with a, p, and q filled in. So first thing I'm going to do is, since this is intercept form, let's start with the intercepts. So I know one of my x-intercepts is at -1. So what I'm going to do is I actually know p here, so one of my x-intercepts. Now this is going to work very similar to how the vertex is. Since we're going inside these parentheses, it's actually going to be the opposite. So even though it has -1 here, when I'm writing this out, so plugging in for p and q, even though this is -1, I'm going to have x plus 1 there in the first parentheses. And then I need to know x minus q, so I have this other point 2, 0, so I'm going to do x minus 2. So even though it's -1, it's going to look like +1 there. Even though it's 2, it's going to look like -2. But these are still -1 and 2 as my two x-intercepts. So just on that first step, I already know p and q. All that's left is I would like to know what a is. So I've used those 2 points, so the only thing left to use is that point 1, -2. So what we're going to do is we're going to plug that in for both x and y, and using that, we're going to see if we could solve for this a, which we still need. So this is going to look like -2 equals a, which I still don't know. Instead of x, I'm going to have 1, so we're going to have 1 plus 1 and 1 minus 2. So I just want to clean this up and solve for a. So I'm still going to have -2 equals a. 1 plus 1 is going to be 2. 1 minus 2 is going to be -1. Now on the right side there, I can do 2 times -1 times a. 2 times -1 is -2. -2 times a is -2a. So I have -2 equals -2a. Solve a there, divide by -2, divide by -2. And that's going to give you that, let's go a little bit off the screen, it's going to give us that 1 is equal to a. Now that is not our answer. Remember, we wanted to find a, p, and q. We now have a, so now I'm going to put this all together. So I'm going to go back to this line, and our answer is going to be y equals, I now know a is 1, x plus 1, x minus 2. And this is a quadratic that is written in intercept form.